Welcome to another riveting episode of Real Talk. Real Talk? Fuck.
Real talk, yo.
Real Talk.
Put a little urban on it.
Right,
know?
little Elizabeth in there.
Mm-hmm.
Real Talk with Phil and Matt. He's Phil.
I'm Matt. I mean, you're you're Matt.
What's up, man?
I'm Phil. You're Matt. What's up?
We should start this. We saw it. We went to go see Trap, and
M. Night's latest.
Phil asked what I thought right when we walked out of the theater. I told him save everything. We have not spoken about that movie at all.
I know, it's been killing me.
Yeah. So I mean, verdict. We got a good one, baby.
3.5 out of 4 stars, baby.
We got a fucking good one. That movie ripped.
2 thumbs up.
Holy shit. Josh Hartnett's the fucking man.
He's killing it, man. He's looking a little like Liam Neeson these days.
A little bit.
He's just got this old,
Right.
Tall, kind of that. He's got the nose. He's got that kind of Neanderthal-ish nose.
Yeah.
Similar build.
I get what
He's
you mean.
older.
Right.
He's looking a little like Liam Neeson.
A little bit.
Pretty cool.
It's not going to be long before he starts fighting wolves.
Mm.
That'll be rad.
Or like coyotes. It's just like
Right. But
not
yeah,
as exciting.
dude, that movie fucking, I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot too.
It was really good.
I don't understand what people were saying.
Yeah.
It seemed to on the IMDb have pretty much terrible to mid reviews. Just okay.
I didn't see anything like professional like that. Like the only buzz I heard after it came out was 2 people on Facebook that I like know in real life, and they both hated it. They thought it was trash. Like
the girl to my right turned to her grandparents or something. She said, "Worst movie ever."
No.
And I was looking at her,
What you should
and I thought, "You haven't seen many movies."
Right. She hasn't seen Signs.
Don't. We're not gonna get started on Signs again.
Oh man, dude, it was great. It was fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Masterwork in suspense.
Yeah.
Kept me guessing the whole
Yeah.
time. It's interesting for me personally. I'm sure most people rooting for Josh Hartnett, even though he's a despicable,
Right.
deranged serial killer.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you want to see how's he going to get out of this?
I wanted to see him win.
I could have watched another half an hour of him trying to escape
Absolutely.
situations.
Absolutely. I think with a movie that good, when it comes to thinking about things you don't like, it's a good sign if you have to resort to being nitpicky. Because if you can't find anything that's genuinely bad or wrong about the movie, it's like, well, what's left? The smallest, dumbest little things that realistically don't take away from the movie. Like for me, it was a little goofy in the first half, and it just felt like it didn't mix well, because then it would get like real serious 5 minutes later, and then bounce to goofy, and it just kind of flip-flopped a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the whole second half, none of that business.
Yeah, the goofiness comes from I think a good, truthful place within the context of the movie and the character, because he's this guy pretending to be a harmless girl dad,
right?
Just cheering her on the whole time and being overly giddy, I suppose, and some of the goofiness comes from that. And, there's definitely a little bit of humor in the movie for sure. Yeah, goofiness, but I think it blends well because it's an exciting kind of puzzle almost. How is he gonna get out of these situations? We got these cops swarming him, and he's very cunning. Josh Hartnett is excellent in this movie.
He's fantastic.
He surprised me. This is maybe the best role I've seen him in.
I don't know, man. Have you seen 40 Days and 40 Nights?
I actually have not. Do you recommend it?
He couldn't have sex for Lent, but he like couldn't jerk off or anything.
Right.
And then he meets this like new flame, and he just he's a young mid-20s heartthrob.
And why does he decide to abstain from it?
I forget if it's like a goofy bet between friends,
right,
or if it's something that like every Catholic is just filled with self-hatred. He actually chooses it. I don't really remember.
I see.
But he abstains from all sexual contact.
Okay.
While also, trying to, I guess, date this new chick that he met. and she's like super rad, and he wants to break all the rules. But you know, if you break your promise to God during Lent, you go straight to hell. There's no way around that.
That's true. There's no way around it. So
you're just gonna burn in hell.
Yep. Enjoy.
Yeah. Are we doing
fiery bath?
Right. Are we doing spoilers? Right? Are we free?
I think we covered enough. We can go into spoiler territory. Yeah. After you.
No, I mean just overall, just rad parts of the movie. Like,
yeah, where to start? First of all, the setup is great. The whole plot is great. Watching how a serial killer can get out of a trap, you know.
Right. And watching how resourceful they are.
Yeah, within the context of a concert
on the fly.
How do you escape from a guarded concert?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool seeing him all the ways to
the way he just kind of weaves around,
scopes out possible exits.
Right.
And
picks different things that are going to help him get information, so he could figure out where, like, just to stay one step ahead of the people who think they're one step ahead of him.
Right.
It's a really fun game of cat and mouse.
Very cat and mousey.
Very cat and mouse, and then neither cat and you don't know which one's which because they don't know about each other. They just both. Well, I mean, I guess he knows about them, and that's the whole point. But they don't know about him.
Right.
So like he's almost both cat and mouse, and then they think they're cat.
Right.
But they're pigs.
Exactly. Yeah. He's constantly 2 steps ahead of them.
Yeah.
But he realizes at the end there's no exit without him being stopped by the police, and so he makes a very bold move towards that end, and yeah. But it's interesting seeing him.
From the time they left the venue, though, all goofiness went completely out the window. It was all serious from there, and it was intense. It was really intense. Like, I guess that's considered a thriller, right? Yeah. That's not horror. No. Because I wasn't scared, but I was definitely like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. Suspense thriller.
It's crazy. It's really good. M. Night, you know?
Yeah, he pulled a good one out of his ass this time.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah. No, this is one of his best, but he's had many great movies.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, in praise of him, a movie that I completely forgot was him that I didn't bring up last episode. He didn't write it. Well, I mean, I don't know if he wrote the screenplay or wrote the movie, but it's based off a book.
I didn't know that.
Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, that dude! I didn't see that one.
Oh my god, that movie's great.
Yeah,
Batista. Surprisingly, he's the best wrestler turned actor.
Yeah,
I think I've seen. Yeah,
I don't know. I've always been partial to John Cena.
Yeah,
or Roddy Piper.
Oh, that's a good point.
Roddy Piper.
Never seen They Live though, so I don't know. Because what else has he really been in? Where he's not playing himself.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, he's in that as a character?
Yeah, that's funny. It's kind of a parody of him. He's like a washed up wrestler that gets in all sorts of trouble with the gang.
That's funny.
It's a good episode.
That's funny.
But yeah, I'll have to check that one out.
Cena's great in comedy. He's funny.
John Cena? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kills it.
Cena's great in comedy. I mean, those are the only two I acknowledge because The Rock is The Rock.
Like, yeah. The Rundown is a great Rock.
That's the one with Stifler, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good dynamic throughout the movie. But yeah, the whole movie, Trap, just keeps you on your toes. It's
right.
It's very
all the cliche praises, edge of your seat.
Keep I almost said edge of your seat. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Butthole.
Keep you on your toes isn't better. I like that one.
Yeah.
It's a real butthole clencher.
Absolutely.
You just want to see him succeed because he's Josh Hartnett.
And then he does like 17 times. Like I thought I was gonna get annoyed with it.
Yeah.
When he he tricks the girl into getting into the car with him, and then stays behind, I thought the movie was about to end. Because like I was telling you before, it's an hour 45, and it felt longer.
It does.
So when that happened, I read that as like, oh, we're reaching the end, and they're about to light this dude up. And then the cops break into the house, and then it's like, whoop, trapdoor. And I started feeling like, oh, is this going to get goofy again?
Right.
And then he escapes the limo, and I'm like, oh, this might get goofy again.
Yeah.
But then he does it again at the very end. But like it was just worth. I guess that scene in the middle between him and his wife made up for it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't fully commit to thinking it was goofy. I was just kind of worried. Like, are they going to do this 16 more times?
Right.
But it was fun every time.
Yeah. You gotta love it.
It was great.
And he escapes the handcuffs at the end.
So fun.
In the squad truck, but they cut it right there. They're like, all right, we're not going to show you anymore.
Right.
He's like, does he escape? Does he not? You don't know.
Well, you know.
Probably.
You gotta finish right in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm okay if it doesn't. I mean, I feel like there's a I guess a trope where like cliffhanger endings mean sequels, especially if the movie's successful. I don't need a sequel for this.
No.
Yeah.
Just end it right there.
Yeah, I don't need a trilogy of Josh Hartnett on the run. But what? Okay, so assuming that it doesn't get a sequel, what do you think happens? He just opens the door and just books it, and he runs, and then they just shoot him in the street.
That's a good point. Yeah, realistically, how would that play out?
Right.
He's out of his cuffs, but he's still in the police truck.
I mean, I'm sure it's not. It probably doesn't have handles on the inside.
For sure it doesn't, and it's locked from the inside. So
like
he can't get out while they're driving. Nobody's in arm's length.
Right.
It's cut off. He can't have access to the drivers. So I guess he would just have to wait until they stop and open up the doors, and then he attacks. But yeah, you're right. They would probably just shoot him right then and there.
Oh, man, well, we wrapped that up real quick.
Yeah. Well, M. Night probably figured that. He's like, all right, is this where I end him escaping traps?
Right.
Probably doesn't get any better from here.
It doesn't get, you can't keep it going without getting too wacky.
Right.
But it was fun, man. Oh, man, it was good.
Yeah. Rock solid time.
It's really good.
He still got it, man.
Absolutely. That whole scene with his wife at the end was so rad, where he figures out that she's the one that set everything up. And
that was great.
And then she just admits everything. And I mean, you could tell. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like I'm some fucking act. Like, what do I know about acting? But, like, you can tell when someone's phoning it in. You can tell when an actor's being an actor.
Yeah.
Like, nothing against the kid, but kids are kids. There's scenes where the daughter's crying, and it's like, well, that doesn't look fucking,
Sure.
She's 12, 13 years old. But that whole scene with his wife, that lady looked scared, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
That lady looked scared. The whole chin quivering. She was crying in the beginning of the scene. Like, oh, my God.
I was picking up on a lot of subtle facial tics from all the actors.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the emotional intensity of that scene and of those two actors, but especially Josh.
Dude, him a lot.
Throughout the whole movie. Yeah, he goes to some dark places.
Yeah. And
I even noticed a small part when he's getting into the fight with his daughter's friend's mom. And,
okay.
Yeah, they're getting in a little fight, and cops are starting to get suspicious. And as they're fighting, it gets interrupted by somebody getting arrested.
Right.
Someone who the cops suspect might be the killer. And you see Josh's chin clearly quiver out of nervousness.
Really?
Like, it's very... Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. It's pretty solid acting from Josh. And going back to the goofiness, I think that's kind of where it comes from, him being such a depraved lunatic that his corny dad jokes and his overly nice outgoing demeanor is facetious. It comes off very goofy. I think that's very deliberate in the way he acts as a guy who's putting on that mask.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then when it comes off, it's wow. I've never seen that side of Josh Hartnett before.
Me neither. No.
he's a deranged lunatic for sure. You believe it.
Yeah.
So solid acting all around, solid direction. Yeah, it's cool how you're talking about how the movie feels longer than it is, but not in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you mean. There's some scenes, some sequences where you just kind of linger with the characters and nothing really major is happening. For example, Josh Hartnett's character, he very cunningly scopes out the artist's manager and makes up a story about how his daughter has leukemia.
Right.
And he doesn't push it any further than that. But then he gets the result he wants, where he invites him backstage,
right,
just for a possible escape that he can use that he wouldn't have before.
Absolutely.
But they go backstage, and his daughter gets asked to dance with the musician, and they dance. Call her Ariana Grande. I don't know what her. Right. She's like that type. And
what was her name? Something Raven.
That's right, Lady Raven.
Lady Raven.
That's right. Dances with Lady Raven.
Right.
And it just stays with that the whole time, the whole song. Mm-hmm. Watching Josh Hartnett, looking at the FBI profiler, and also still scoping out other ways. But it just sits with that sequence. Nothing really happens other than, her dancing with Lady Raven and him scoping it out. The whole song, it really sits with you the whole time. You're with him. Just feeling it.
Yeah.
Feeling the pressure.
Yeah. You kind of want to start looking for exits too.
Yeah. You want to see him get out.
Looking around the theater like, how am I going to help Josh Hartnett get out of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is great.
Solid work.
This is very fun.
Highly recommend.
Absolutely.
We should come up with a rating system. You and me, we have the same Right.
See, but you stop at 4.
Yeah, but
and I'm normal.
We want to do 5. What I mean is we don't even have to call them stars. They could just be,
reels.
5. That's so corny.
It is.
What would we call them? Schmeckles? I don't know. Like a funny.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Some funny term. Well, how many schmeckles out of 5 would you give it?
Ooh. I'm at least 4. I don't know if there was anything that I like, because then it's not a fault of the movie if I expected something and it didn't deliver, because that's my expectation. I'm not going to fault the movie.
What did you expect? Possibly like a more of a crazy twist?
No, I remember watching the trailer when it came out, and I don't know. They probably showed sequences of him with the phone and the latest victim, and I guess I just thought that, like, damn, is he going to be killing people in this arena?
Right.
And then that's where I thought where it might have been going when he saw the door open up on the floor. I just figured you're showing me that for a reason.
Right.
Like, everything's intentional. It's not like real life where there's coincidence.
True.
If the director's choosing to show you something, it's because they want you, he or Elizabeth Banks want you to see the thing. So, like, even when the concert first started, and there's a choice where he takes the rest of his pretzel, and the camera's already on the cup on the floor.
I was just gonna say, that's what I was thinking. It's very deliberate.
Like, it's not like it led you to it. It was there waiting for you. Mm-hmm. It wanted to make sure you knew the cup was here, and he puts the pretzel in the cup, and then it follows him up. Mm-hmm. So now I'm looking at that going, well, why is this being shown to me?
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
I was thinking they were like, I was ready to hate the movie.
Okay.
But I was thinking, like, are they going to catch him on some stupid DNA bullshit? Like, they're going to find the half-eaten pretzel and be like, we got his spit in between the... but luckily, it didn't. Right. So when they showed the door and he's so interested in it, I'm thinking, like, oh, he's going to be, like, creeping around the underbelly of the arena and then probably end up killing people, because we already know he's a serial killer. Right. But I guess I expected something like that, but it's not the movie's fault that it didn't do that. So
interesting.
It's a long way.
Can you turn that off? I feel like I hear it. go right twice. There you go. You could probably edit it out later.
That's fine.
But I hear you. Speaking on that shot, it might have just been a red herring because I was thinking the exact same thing. It's a very deliberate shot. You know, it just shows them in the concert, both of them, and all of a sudden it's an up close of a cup. You see him put the pretzel in, and then it pans up to him, and then it goes on about its business. But yeah, it was a very deliberate shot. I was thinking the same thing. What does it mean? I don't know if it necessarily means anything, though. What you said about the possibly DNA, it's making you think. I think is the point of it.
Right.
It could just be a red herring.
Misdirect.
Yeah, it's like it's making you think. Okay, what could this mean? He's constantly keeping you guessing.
Right. And that's
with
why
the
it's
shots.
fun.
Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean anything. Just its purpose is to throw you off. But then it shows other meaningful shots that are meaningful. That's how I take it. Yeah, he's a very deliberate director. The way he frames shots and what he's framing. Very interesting.
So that's a long way of coming back to say 4.5.
4.5.
4.5. Yeah.
Out of 5 schmeckles. I agree with you. Cheers.
Cheers, man. That was a good one.
Yeah, I'm glad it was good. I was afraid it would be terrible. I had a moment of doubt. But I was like, fuck it. I'm going to have a good time anyway.
Right.
You know, I think a lot of problems with, I guess, movies in general, but especially thrillers or horror movies, they have third act problems. Kind of everything else is good, first 2/3 or so, but that third act, things either fall apart or just become uninteresting. I find with a lot, and this was solid throughout. It had a nice little twist with the wife setting him up because she was suspicious of him at first for cheating, but then she realized he's actually probably a serial killer. And I thought that was interesting. It was a very, very well structured movie because the whole time I'm thinking, okay, how do they know he's there? They don't know what he looks like, but they know he's there. How do you know? And then you find out from somebody, some other side character tells them that a piece of the concert ticket was found at one of the crime scenes. It might have been the Lady Raven that says it.
Yeah, I think she tells him.
That was an interesting move. That was quite a turning point in the plot when he confronts her, saying, "Look, I am."
Yeah, dude, that was
killer.
Intense.
And you're thinking, "Oh my god!"
And that was only like halfway through the movie because they were still in the arena.
Right.
Like, there's still a whole nother like 40 minutes.
Sure.
From the point where they get into her limo and then all the time at his house and all that insanity. There's almost an hour, so that's halfway through the movie.
Yep.
I thought when he takes her into that room, he was going to tell her, "Don't bring up the fake sickness." Like not telling her that it's fake, but telling her, "Hey, don't bring it up."
Right.
Because that's going to throw the kid off, and then boom, busted.
And
then just left turn. You're looking for me. It's funny when we were in the store after the movie, I had mentioned how I think I let out like a and I think it was there when he tells her, "I think you're looking for me," and I was just like, "Oh,
yeah,
this is what you're doing."
Your shoe just dropped, yeah,
dude. And that scene was intense.
Yeah,
that was wild.
Yeah.
And he just shows her like, "This is a dude I have in a basement.
Yeah.
There's this little box down there. I'm going to hit a button and kill him."
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, it's very jarring because the whole time he's blending in as best as he possibly can. Then he just drops the facade, right? Because he realizes she's his only way out of there. There's no way out.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting going back to him not telling his daughter that, "Listen, go with me. I just told him he had leukemia," because he wants to keep, you're right, would throw her off a bit.
Right, yeah.
And he's acting weird the whole time, and she's kind of suspicious, but it was smart the way he played it off. He set it up so she wouldn't have to say that, because he said she doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't want people to know.
Right.
So, of course, they just wouldn't bring that up. It's like, "Hi, here you have leukemia."
Right.
He was smart enough to know.
But he tells the uncle that. So that's why I thought he was going to tell her that now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Wild. It's just great.
Yeah.
I might see it again.
Yeah.
I might see it.
You got to see Longlegs, man. That's what you got to see. So we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Nick Cage.
The Rage Cage.
The Rage Cage at his best.
My birthday brother.
Your birthday brother.
January 7th. Happy birthday, Rage Cage.
Oh,
it's August, bud.
oh.